Sobriety was pretty much the only choice I had, unless I wanted to die, which was my more likely option of where I was gonna go. Hi, my name's Savannah. I was a client here at Bright Pass, but I now work here as a behavioral health tech. Grew up in a little tiny community called Deanburg, Tennessee, on a farm. A bunch of my family lived on this farm. My dad is a really bad addict, alcoholic, and my mom is also an alcoholic. My parents split up when I was very young. I started acting out when I was about 10 years old, 9, 10 years old. Started running away. I started cutting myself, going to different programs for children. I also got prescribed promethazine at a very young age, and so I started taking that how I shouldn't have been, and because I had older siblings that did drugs, I also got drugs from them. By the time I was 13, I was doing cocaine, I had tried crack, and by the time I was 14, I was doing heroin. Started selling drugs and just doing a bunch of things I had no business doing at that age. I stopped going to school. I was working full-time to help my family pay the bills and to eat and stuff at this point. When I was 16, more than one of my siblings committed suicide, and my life, it all just kind of changed overnight. I had a really hard upbringing and a really, rough childhood, but nothing I had ever been through could prepare me for that kind of thing. Caught my first felony charges a week after I turned 18. Inevitably had to sit down and do some time, almost 2 years. No rock bottom was actually low enough for me personally, but the last time I used, I had OD'd for the 10th time, and I woke up in a town I didn't know the name of, surrounded by people I didn't know the name of. I just had a moment of clarity where I was like, I can't keep living like this anymore. I can't keep doing this. It's not feasible anymore. I was in precepts from being Narcan so many times, and I called somebody that actually works in recovery here in Los Angeles, and they came and got me in an Uber less than an hour after I called. And I spent the first week mostly in my room because I didn't feel good, because I was kind of withdrawing. I was finally kind of at a point where I actually wanted to get better. My life was chaotic, hopeless, dejected, and generally unmanageable. It was a lot of anger and bitterness and resentment and hatred. Sobriety was pretty much the only choice I had, unless I wanted to die, which was my more likely option. Today, now that I've been sober for a year, my emotions are not as erratic as they used to be. I've found an equilibrium that is very dear to me and that I cherish a lot. Helping other addicts has been one of the most profound things in my recovery, because I do it on the clock and off the clock, and it's what makes all of this worthwhile. Today I'm able to help others, I'm able to hold down a job, I'm able to pay my bills, and I'm able to wake up in the morning and not be dope sick as well. I'm gonna go home and see my family this year, and I look forward to going home every day to my partner, waking up in a place that I pay for that is mine, cleaning up all the wreckage of my past that I haven't so far cleaned up, and just becoming a functioning member of society. If you're out there and you're struggling, just know that you're not alone and that there is help out there for you. All you have to do is take the first step, and you can come hang out here at Bright Pass with me and get sober.